Hi, everyone. Hope that you are enjoying your first Friday in 2025 and hope that everyone started off the year very sweetly as we enter the Torah portion of Vayigash. Vayigash is the third of four Torah portions that involve Joseph and his brothers as we bring the book of Genesis to an end. This is the penultimate Torah portion, penultimate, second to last. I like saying penultimate sometimes when I can. It makes me sound smart. So this is the penultimate Torah portion of the book of Genesis. And like I said, Vayigash. And if you remember the conversations that we've been having about Joseph and his brothers, is that they did not have a very good relationship. In fact, they at some point they threw him. They actually wanted to kill him. They don't. They put him in a pit instead. He ends up in Egypt. He ends up in jail. He reads the dreams of the Pharaoh. He then becomes sort of the viceroy of Egypt. And then at the end of last week's Torah portion, essentially the brothers are sent from Canaan by Jacob to get rations because there's famine in the area, except for in Egypt. And when the brothers enter sort of the chamber to get food, Joseph immediately recognizes them, but they don't recognize him. And he does not reveal himself at all. And so all of last week, essentially, he tests the brothers to see their allegiance level in his decision to see where they're at. Since last time they met, they threw him in a pit. So Joseph is not totally sure where the brothers are at. So he runs all these different tests on them to see if they'll fulfill what they're supposed to do. Behind me is a bit of a artistic rendition of the brothers sort of standing around. There's some embracing that's happening sort of in the center part right over here. And so this is the moment because Vayigash means to sort of walk over to, and one of the brothers actually is overwhelmed with the amount of sort of tests that are being put onto them and wanders over to Joseph. Doesn't know it's Joseph, thinks he's just talking to the viceroy of Egypt, wanders over to Joseph. And Joseph finally, in that sort of last act from the brothers, Joseph finally reveals himself. It's the big sort of reveal and says, "Hey, it's me, Joseph." And so the text, by the way, goes crazy, if you will, and mostly there's shock and fear on the brothers' faces because, again, the last time they saw him, they threw him in a pit and they thought that he was dead, and there he was standing in front of them. So pretty much he says, "Hey, it's me, your brother, and don't worry." He was a viceroy of Egypt, and he could have really done with them whatever he wanted. And so he makes this big reveal. So it's sort of a big surprise, and so there's a lot more to discuss clearly in this Torah portion. For us, though, I'd love for us to think about this like surprise in our lives. It's a brand new year for us, a brand new secular year. We in Judaism are lucky we get two New Years. We get Rosh Hashanah to reflect on our year, and we get the secular New Year also. And so on this Shabbat, I want us to think of a couple of things here. First of all, Joseph clearly knows for a while that who his brothers are, and he doesn't tell them. So I want us to think about where we think he's at. Do we think that he's being vengeful? Do we think that he's just cautious? I want us to think about that. In the coming year, I want us to, now that there's a new year, to think and reflect on that concept, and also this idea of the surprise. And sometimes we like surprises, sometimes we don't like surprises. But I hope that this year for all of us will be filled with only the pleasant types of surprises. Ultimately, by the way, this big reveal for the brothers we looks as if ends very well, and there's hugging, as you can see, on this side and on this side, and it's a very happy moment. And so I hope that this year will be filled with happy moments and with wonderful moments and moments of embrace, like we're seeing here, and moments of also realizing that uh, we know our intent. We know what we want to do. Like Joseph, we know what our intent is, and I think it's now comes on to us in this new year. It comes on to us to really appreciate that power that we have, and that we should be honest in our relationships as best as we can and not sort of hold back in this weirdness that Joseph has. So I hope it's a year filled with all of that happiness and all of that sort of openness and sharing our intent, uh, particularly with the people that we care about deeply and love. And so I hope it'll be a beautiful move into Shabbat here in 2025. Services are around the corner at 6:30, and tomorrow morning at 8:30 will be our Torah discussion. Look forward to our Torah discussion and our service, of course. Look forward to seeing you very soon. And it is 455 days that our brothers and sisters are in the hands of Hamas, and so we clearly continue to wish for as much shalom in our Shabbat and as much love as we can send to all of them. So once again, look forward to seeing you soon.